Hello and welcome to another edition of the JBS show. Today I have returning guest, Rachel Ristow. How are you?
I'm great. This is also Rigby that's joining us for those that are watching visually or
Yeah,
watching
he's
it.
trying to get those trophies that you got up there, Rach.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
really trying.
she really is. There are two that I won this year, and I thought they'd be great toppers on my one and only game that I have right now. I'm getting my Cactus Canyon that I won very soon, so I'm very excited
Ooh,
about that. So then I'll become a two-game household.
household. There you
Definitely.
go. All right,
Yeah,
so
how are you, Jamie?
I am good. Let's explain how this came about because it's kind of funny, right?
Yes.
And the topic of today is anxiety or any mental illness for that matter, and pinball. And how this came about was I posted a reel on TikTok about an anxiety attack that I had at a pinball tournament recently. And the
Right.
outpouring of support, Rachel, was amazing. And so I've been thinking about, what if I just go and talk about it and see if maybe we could help one person that might be suffering with something. And what was so funny was the other night I did my own podcast. I was going to do it myself, Rachel.
Yeah,
Well, here's how it happened. I reached out to Rachel. I said, "Hey, I have this idea. What do you think?" Of course, she's 100% on board because she's a
absolutely.
trooper, right? And
Absolutely.
and then I said, "You know what? I'm going to give it a stab by my own." You're like, "No problem because you're the best."
Yeah, I support that for sure.
And then you saw my reel of how bad it was, and you said another IM to me and says, "All right, so when are you available?"
Yeah. Well, it is. It's really hard to record just on your own solo as a podcaster, absolutely. And
No, it was just so funny, Rachel. I was having anxiety doing a
yeah,
podcast on my own about
yeah,
anxiety and pinball. So if you
um,
don't laugh about it, you'll start to cry. So
that's right. I'd choose most days I choose laughter, most
yeah,
days.
me too. Me me
Uh,
me too. But sometimes it does get a hold of us, right?
it does. It's funny because today at work, I was feeling a little anxious about recording tonight because it's been
Mm.
quite some time since I've sat behind, done any type of podcasting. So here I am. And I think it's funny because that's the subject we want to talk about anyways, is anxiety and pinball and mental health.
Well,
So here we are. It's kind of funny though, you know.
I've had you on the podcast before when it was Wormhole Pinball, and we did an interview with you and how you got involved with District 82 at the time and Fox Cities and been an excellent voice
Thank you.
in pinball, not just women's pinball and pinball. So
Thank you.
so here's what happened. Okay, well, let's start out with what I suffer from. Right,
Yes.
I have anxiety. I'm not afraid to admit it. At a time in my life, I was afraid to admit it, right? Because I didn't know what it was. But my parents really did tell me about Santa when I was like 5 or 6 years old. Okay, because I could not handle the fact that what if I wasn't good enough? What if I get nothing? The whole story. If you
Right?
have kids in the car, I'm sorry. Okay, uh, but
We are all Santa. We are
that's
all
right. But that's a true story, right? So I can laugh about it now, but um, I was at a pinball tournament and I try when I set myself up, how I set myself up for not failure, but anxiety is coming into a tournament caring too much. Okay.
yes.
About winning. Now I'm a
Mhm.
competitive dude and I played golf forever. I was a 2 handicap. I know how to pound balls and practice and get good at it. I have good eye hand, so I thought pinball I should definitely be in the top 1,000. No chance. These guys and gals are just so much better than me. But I set myself up going into this big 8 round group match play, top
Okay.
16 finals, 60 people at Eureka Heights,
Yeah,
Rachel.
that's a big tournament, right?
Yeah, I set myself up, right? So then I come and I'm sitting down, and David Van Ness from Barrels of Fun slaps me on the shoulder. He says, "Hey, buddy, how are you?" Now, that in and of itself is great. I love David. It's great to see him at a local tournament.
Right.
But when he sat down with me, we were just shooting ideas together, and he's like, "Look, we've got a Dune pinball machine and a Labyrinth pinball machine coming to a local uh, arcade. we'd love for you to stream. And that is so nice. And I'm like, oh, thank you
Yeah.
so much.
It's such an
That's where
honor, isn't it?
it is, right?
Mhm.
But that's where the anxiety started, right at that minute.
Sure.
Because for me, I don't know if Tom gets this, Tom Graff, our friend, but when I have to move my stuff out of the when it was just the wormhole to TPF, and you've sat with me at Space City Open
Yes.
and spoke with me, that is a nightmare for me. That is anxiety 101, right? Because every time I move my rig, something breaks. So I freak out, right? So now I'm freaking out. And then 4 or 5 people come up to me and they go, hey, I heard you might be streaming at streaming Dune at Einstein's. And I am just now, right?
Yeah.
The
And you're like,
anxiety.
do you go into like a white space where everything just kind of like, like you hear them and you know what they're saying, but I don't know, like sometimes it's just fade away, right?
You know what
Because
I
you're like,
get? No, I don't. I don't get that. I get see,
tell me, how does it make you feel?
I'm a pleaser. So I always have
Mhm.
to say yes.
I
And where I
understand
really
that.
should be saying no. Okay. I really should
Ah,
just say, no, I
I
can't do
understand that
that.
very much
I
so.
can't do that. Thank you. What an honor it would be to stream Dune live. That'd be awesome. But I can't do that.
Right.
Right. So
Because and you don't even have to give them reasons. You can just say no. You just and saying thank
yeah.
you for the honor. You don't have to give them reasons.
Yeah. I
And
don't
I
have to
think
go into
that
the whole anxiety thing. I could
no,
just say,
no, but I
I
think
could just say, yeah.
my anxiety for me there would be I feel like I have to over explain everything because I want to make sure that people really understand that guess what, that I care and all this other stuff. So I think
Right.
that but you do it to yourself. So like yes, it's very hard to say no to things, especially to incredible opportunities that you're given within the hobby that you're so passionate about, Jamie. I think
Oh,
that's just
what an
that's
honor,
very
right? What an
yes, for
honor.
sure.
And for everyone to coming up to me and saying, you're the voice of the community. We'd really love, they don't mean to
Yeah.
be putting pressure on
Jamie,
me,
I hear that. I hear
but
that. I have people say the same thing to me, and that's
right.
crazy. I'm like, if that's still a very bonkers thing, and because so I do
Yeah.
feel pressure from
Yeah.
but I figured out streaming wise how to deal with that stuff.
So as the day progresses, I
Yeah.
decide let's just have fun. Okay, that's my
Yes.
go-to. If I could just
Number
go
one
and
goal.
be with my group of people, and when I'm in a group, I tend to be a cheerleader in that group unless I get nervous and I go for walks. This is how I
Sure.
play pinball tournaments. I go, I walk, I talk to people that I love, and I communicate. Hey, what game are you on? It's such a pinball term, right? We go up to our
Yeah.
friends and we say, "What are you on?" Oh, Deadpool. Oh yeah, I've had really good success doing whatever,
Yeah. We
doing
talk
this,
about
and
it. I do the
we talk
same
about it, and it's
for
fun,
sure.
right?
Yep.
I start getting in my head around round 5 because I'm playing really well. Now the anxiety is falling over me, and it falls over me like this to my shoulders, and it's like, what if I
Uh
make the
oh.
finals and have to stream?
Uh
Because
oh.
I don't
Yeah.
have a team. It's Jamie. It's the JBS show. Okay,
Right.
I don't have a
Right.
team, and my teammate John Spates is out of town. So I'm like, ugh. Then it hits me, and it starts pummeling me, and now I'm into negativity. Now I'm playing poorly, and I'm like, I can't even. The doubt that goes into your head, the holes
Yes.
that we dig ourselves,
Yes.
and it just spiraled, and then I finally set everything up. I'm starting to stream, and I'm streaming and I'm playing like dog shit, of course, for all to see. Now,
Hot
I mean, we only
garbage. Hot garbage.
hot garbage,
Yep.
okay, for all to see.
Yes.
And it was a moment where I looked at the camera on stream, and you could see it at the JBS show. Nope, I don't want people to see it because it gives me anxiety. But I just said I can't do this anymore, and good for me. But I
Yes.
lied. I lied and told people that I had stuff to do because my wife was coming back from town, which is true, but I had already done it,
Mhm. It wasn't a
to be
lie.
truthful. It
But
was a lie.
it wasn't a lie because it was truthful. It
Yeah,
just wasn't the
yeah,
exact reason why. It was one of the reasons why you
right.
quit the stream. But whatever, they don't need to know that. Because again, it comes
No,
back to the whole thing of, well, if it's a thing of saying no, and you don't have to give a person a reason. But because you care about the community, you did. So that's the reason you gave them. come back to that. I'm glad that you quit when you did.
I had to because it was just I couldn't function. I really couldn't. And that's so crazy because I did the Twippies live, right? I
Yeah.
did so much live stuff, and
Yes.
I never get anxious. The only thing I get anxious about is sound, audio, video, and everything. Just like if God forbid that score cam is off and you can't see the score, as a streamer, it
Someone in
drives me.
chat will tell you.
Someone in chat's gonna tell me, but
Yes.
and I always say to chat, I know, Bob, I know, and Boob Newhart, she's
Right.
great.
Right.
She'll go, Jamie, score can I go, I know, Boob, I really know it. I just can't go over their head and do it. But in between balls, I swear to God, I'm gonna fix it. I swear to God. So, um, I thought that one of the things was so amazing about just talking about it was the amount of people that reached out, you being one of them. God bless you. But so I thought, what if we go through some of the things, that we maybe suffer from or that we struggle with, if you will, and
Sure.
what what we're doing to try to stop it from happening.
Sure.
Um,
I would like to back up and
oh, go ahead.
yeah, I want to back up a little bit. And because you make mention of when you're playing that you walk around, which is, if
Yeah,
you
I'm a
know
walker.
Z-Mac,
I'm
he
a
does that.
pacer.
Yep, walking is great. That's fantastic. When I have a bad game, and District 82 on a Tuesday, if I have a bad game, I will go walk around after the ball, and I'm like, what? Or if I got a house ball, if it, like in the
Yeah,
worst timing possible, or whatever the case may be, and I go walk around, I do the same thing where I'll just go join a group of friends and ask, see what's going on, or say hi, how are you, and then walk back and see where I'm at in the game. And sometimes that really helps because all of that. So you're doing it right. I also want to mention that when you're running, because I organize Ladies Flip Wisconsin, and then I play
okay.
it.
And then you
So-
play in it. How do you
And
do that?
sometimes, yeah, and I play it, but I always have a dedicated scorekeeper,
Okay.
and tournament director, but I still end up making TV calls and hostessing because that's just part of my Midwestern nature.
Hmm.
And so it's hard. So I often feel a lot of anxiety when I'm actually because it's a lot to juggle, right? So like when I go play, like I can feel like, oh, I just got distracted for like the last 8 minutes and I got to get called to the game. I forgot what I'm doing in this game. And I'm like, then I stand
Yeah.
up to the game. I'm like, please don't drain. And then it becomes
Yeah.
like all this internal anxiety while I'm
Right.
playing, which
Right.
is
Isn't
something
that
we should
happened
talk
to be?
about too.
Yeah.
But my point is, long tangent there, is that Jamie, you had a lot of stuff going on, and so you're feeling, and plus you're trying to make finals, and as any competitive player
Yeah.
knows, that's like it's like you have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps and just figure out how to do it. And but when you have all this other excess stuff, it's very difficult. I have no idea how Tom does it. Tom Graff of Foxy's Pinball Stream. He knows I
Yeah.
absolutely adore
He's
him.
amazing.
I don't know how he plays and streams and moves the rig and does everything. And especially he's done so much streaming by traveling. I can say that, it is a lot to take your stuff somewheres and set your stuff, bring your stuff, things break, and hope you have a backup or the right plug. And coming across those issues, that can be, it's such a stressful thing, and that can cause like, all this other
It
junk.
does. The
Yeah.
only thing
So,
that works for me is preparation. And what I
yeah.
mean by that is I have doubles and triples of every chord, Rachel.
Yeah.
Okay. And I have to.
Or so you
Uh
think.
well, so I think, but I really, really do. My wife laughs at me with the amount of chords that I have
That's okay. Nothing wrong
and
with that.
batteries. I have so many damn batteries,
Yeah.
but I
But
just
things
can't
go
move it
haywire.
anymore. I can't move them anymore. It just causes it's too much stress for me. And
Sure.
I just said, and so this is a bit of news. I'm not going to be doing the Space City Open this year, and or nor TPF. So I've decided I'm only going to stream at Eureka Heights. I'm
Great.
going to, and it was hard for me to.
Congratulations. I'm excited for your future.
I am too. One, I never get. You know what? It put the doubt in my mind at Expo last year. Chicago Expo, big
Yeah.
anniversary. I walk in, I see you streaming, right? You go,
The
come on, get on.
only time. The only
Okay.
time I was in the booth. That was the only time, Jamie, because I was very busy at Expo doing other things.
So I saw
Yeah.
you, I saw Tom. I tried to talk to him, but he's doing things. And I know I got to leave you alone. And I realized I then got to just hang out at Expo. I didn't have to be in a tournament
Right.
room. I
Right. Me
just hung
neither.
out with my friends and
It was
got to play
great.
pinball. It
Yeah.
was fantastic. And I
Yes.
never get to do that at Space City Open or at TPF
Are
because
you going to
it's,
attend both and just be pinball
now,
Jamie and not streamer
yeah,
Jamie? Yeah.
I could
Awesome.
just do that now.
Good.
And like Saturday night at both Houston Arcade Expo and TPF, those were nights that I was in the streaming booth. And I'm a little anxious too because I've got to be the guy that controls it.
Yeah.
So I have a really tough time giving up control, Rachel. Like Tom can say, "All right, here you go. Here's the rig. Set it up."
He's also
No,
been streaming longer than you have, Jamie, and I hope this is okay to share, but that's something that's progressed over time as well. Like in the beginning, I mean, it was terrifying. The first Super Series, I was in the booth doing that, it was like I was terrified to touch his stuff. And the
yeah,
Command Central has only grown and it's just
yeah.
incredible,
It's just gotten
his whole
bigger and
setup.
bigger,
So
and
it's like, but he
yeah,
has to at some point, then you have to trust other people and other people step up to help. And so I think, that's part of it too. If you don't have a dedicated helper, just one person in the booth,
no.
it's so
Well,
difficult.
I
But
try to train people. I
mm,
remember training Donovan extensively, right? And I could see him leaving his body as I'm through step 15. I even made a
right,
video.
right.
I made a video for him on the Osmo Pocket 3. I held it. I showed them everything they needed to
Oh, I
do to
love it,
start the
Jamie.
stream so I could take a day off, and they still couldn't do it. But
It's okay.
the newer setup is a lot easier. But I just want to enjoy expos. I just
Yes,
want to enjoy them.
yes. And absolutely. I don't tournament play at Expo. This will be the third year that I do not do that. Because I
Good for
find
you. Enjoy it, right? We want
I
to play
want to
Star
enjoy
Wars.
it.
We want to play
I
maybe
want to hang out
Walking
with my
Dead.
podcast tribe, the Poor Man's Pinball tribe. I want to hang out with players from all over the place, people I know, all from all different walks of life in the hobby. I want to go see them and hug them. I'll bring my hug
Yeah,
clicker. I want to do
yeah.
all those kind of things. But I do want to get back to I want
Go
to
ahead.
talk about the post. So the post that you made, and you talked about the different. I did go look at it before we hit record today because I wanted to look at what the other people's responses were, and that really
They were
opened an
pretty
eye.
lovely, weren't they?
They were fantastic. Like, what do you do? What do you do when you're feeling that way? And I think some of the responses were just that, to take a walk, to go outside. I like to go outside and touch grass if I have to,
Nice.
or I like to go.
I
I
do
have
different things with grass when I go
sure.
outside.
Well,
So,
yeah. Well, I was
okay.
gonna say that's also a suggestion. Is people, you can have a drink. I really don't drink anymore, but
I don't drink.
you can engage in a little bit of cannabis if that's your speed, and that might help to relax you. Just make sure it's the right, the right kind.
Right.
I'm lucky too that at District 82, I have the luxury of just stepping outside. I'm in this empty parking or this parking lot in the middle of nowhere, industrial area, and I'm able to go into my vehicle, sit in my vehicle, or go outside and curse, scream, certain F words. And sometimes that makes me feel better too. So people had those kind of suggestions. It's just getting away from the environment and trying breathing exercises too, especially when you feel like that's you're being that heavy crushing weight that's settling down your shoulders, like you've got two
Right.
elephants pressing down on you. So what can you do? What can you do to look? I'm going to do it. I'm going to move my shoulders and like relieve the tension. What else can you do? Because it's not just mental in terms of brain and anxiety, it's physical.
It
And I think
is.
a lot of people don't realize that. So I think, like, how can you just not just the mental brain stuff going on, but how can you like physically treat it? And so there's some really good answers there too. What else? What else about that? What else was in that post?
Well, the a couple of my fraternity brothers said, "Have a drink, buddy," and these sorts of
Yeah.
things. But they're being wise asses. But I
Well,
think
that works for some people.
it
Some people are
does.
able to go up to a game, they come into a tournament, they walk up to a game, and they just let go of everything and become one with the game. I've thought about that. What do people do, like, while playing the game? Jason Zoller has one earplug in, listening to a random list of over 1,000 songs and one out. And just, that's usually the way he plays. I'm like, does that work? Because he plays so well. Do you know what I mean? Like, what is it while you're playing? How do you get rid of the anxiety while you're
Yeah.
playing too?
What is the
So
secret sauce?
that's
I think
another
it
whole other
works.
level.
When you talk about Jason, who's
Yeah.
just, my God, right? One of
Oh,
the
yes.
best players we've ever seen. And we have so many ridiculous players that we've never
Right.
seen
So how do they
playing
do it?
right now. They can control their emotions so well between balls. Bowen Cairns, think about it. I
Right.
mean, what Bowen can do in between balls and not look, it's just, that's why they're elite.
Yeah.
I'm never going to get there,
Me
ever.
neither.
And nor do I have the time to practice and hit balls, to use a golf analogy, to get there. But if I can control the emotion in between balls and walking up to it's the negativity for me that gets me.
Mhm.
I'll give you an example, right?
Shoot.
I get anxious. I use next stop match play. Everyone, it's pretty industry standard, right? We're tournament players. We use next stop match play, and I throw next stop match play a couple of bucks so I can get an SMS, a text,
Great.
on my phone.
Great.
And it just makes it easier. And if I'm outside or if I'm going for a walk, I can get the text. I don't have
Yes,
to
for
hear
sure.
the TD say rounds up. But do you know that minute of or 30 seconds of anxiety when you hear rounds up and you're waiting on the text and you go, "Oh, please don't be stars. Oh,
Oh, I love
please don't."
stars.
No, I'm just joking. I'm joking
No,
because it's
I
such
mean,
a tough
please
game.
don't be Judge Dredd. That fills me with
Yeah.
dread.
Okay. Or
That's
please,
instant anxiety and dread.
please don't be D&D, which is kicking my rear end right now. Right.
Okay.
So right off the bat, I'm doing something wrong. Okay. Okay, what I
Right.
should be doing, my therapist would say, Jamie, you're setting yourself up right off the
Heck
bat.
yeah.
Okay, you're
What are you doing?
What are you doing? What are you doing? So when those thoughts come into my head, I tend to just go, you know what? If I get D&D, damn it, I can pound that dragon. Don't go in the dungeon and let's go. Okay, just like I would say
We're here
to
for
you,
points. Right.
I'm here for points.
That's
It
right.
would be the same thing I would say to you if you came up to me and go, "Oh man, I'm on Dungeons and Dragons, Jamie," and I go, "All right, you know what to do. Let's go get that potion. Let's go save that dog." You know, whatever.
And I'd be like, thanks, Jamie, and I give you a fist bump.
Yeah, but I can't do it to myself. I can do it for you, okay? But I can't do it for myself. So that's one thing I'm working on, is start off without doing things that are going to cause you the anxiety, and you sitting there looking at your phone praying that you don't get ABC machine is not a good start, right?
No.
I watch the great players. Some of them talk in between rounds, some of them to each other, some of them don't. They're all different.
Right.
And it's what works for those individuals, right? To use the golf analogy, if I hit a shitty shot and I was in the trap, I would walk my butt up to the green and tell my my buddy, take the cart up for me. I need that 5-minute walk
Mm-hmm.
to calm it down. And I do that in pinball. I do that.
I do that. I have a bad game. I need 5 minutes. I need 5 minutes to get over it, or I get dumped out of finals by 2 points, or I lose a tiebreaker during finals. I get dumped out. I need 5 minutes to just be whatever about it. I don't want to use the word mad, but be not disappointed either. Just be like frustrated or annoyed, or reprocess the game, what went wrong in the game, and I need 5 minutes to like. Ugh.
Absolutely.
And then I'm like, I'll go back and let's go play some Addams Family. Let's go play some Dolly.
I did that. I was fooling around. I should not have been messing around on the left side of Adams. What you know better than that, Jamie. It's too dangerous. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just shake it off and let's get a good ball too. So I can talk the talk. I just got to walk the walk with that, Rachel. Okay. I got to walk the walk. Do you in anything else, like anything else you did competitive growing up, did you ever get any competitive anxiety?
So funny because I think pinball is the very first thing I've ever felt truly competitive about. I think maybe because I don't know, like I've thought about that. I've talked to my therapist about that. I was a middle child, so I don't know. I don't feel. I think that sometimes has something to do with it. I just never. I played sports in grade school, and I did like theater and other stuff and track and stuff in high school, but I never felt like overly like competitive or that way. But I think that's
Yeah.
just the way that my upbringing and who I am and like my personality. So
It's just amazing to me that pinball, and I'm not going to call myself a great athlete. I was a varsity soccer and golfer. Okay.
nice.
But uh, good enough to get letters, not good enough to really play college sports. But
Sure.
uh, I was hardly, I think the preparation that your coach puts you through, especially if you have great coaches,
Yeah.
um, they can set you up for success. That's what they're trying to do. And they might know, all right, Jamie's a little anxious today. Let's get him running. Let's get him thinking, not thinking
Yeah.
about this, and that sort of thing. When you're playing pinball, you're on your own, man. And it's unlike golf too, that the pressure in between balls and in every shot is insane to me. That I know so many people that are surgeons that get no anxious. They're not anxious when they're cutting the track. It's tricky. You know when they're nervous on ball 3 and they got to hit. They
they
got to
gotta
hit
they gotta
the
stack their
last
go to
shot.
multi-ball yet. Yeah.
They got nothing working on multi-ball. They're not in a mode, and they need 100 million on Deadpool. Oh, boom, go. Okay.
That's how they
Uh,
cut the artery. Uh
yeah. So
with
isn't that
anxiety.
amazing? Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy that this competitive pinball? And so I've been thinking about something, and I want to run this by you. Okay.
Shoot.
As we're talking about things that we're working on, and
Yes.
I would love people to leave comments on this podcast and tell us what works for you. Okay, because if something that we're mentioning it doesn't work for someone, anyone else that comes up with an idea would be just fantastic, and
It's an
nothing's
open
crazy.
conversation.
Yeah, that's the whole point of this, is that I think we got so many views and so many likes and so many, I thought, hey, let's just throw a 30 to 40 minute podcast out here and
Sure.
get people talking. But I've got this idea. Me and John Spates from Eureka Heights have been fooling around with an idea since the wormhole of a non-IFPA. I think, no offense to the IFPA, they're great, right?
I love that FPA.
I love the IFPA, but IFPA and Whoppers give people some nerves. And if we want to grow pinball, points in the beginning, when you come in, you can't even change your out lanes. You don't know what you're doing, right?
That's a great example. Yes, correct.
Okay, you can't change any of the lanes up top to spell
You know,
start. You
what's
don't
your
know
double
what
flip
you're doing.
in?
You don't know what you're doing, right? So getting last all the time is demoralizing in an IFPA tournament
For sure.
sometimes. Okay, so we have beginner leagues, we have other things that people are starting, and they're trying to see, how do we get these new people into pinball, right? We're
Right.
all asking, how do we get new people, especially in competitive pinball? We need more bodies,
Bring
and
them
more
in.
great. Bring them in. Well, this is my idea. If you're under, let's say you're 5,000 IFPA and above and higher, all right. So you're fairly new, or you're
Okay.
an average
All
player.
right.
We set a tournament up for you where you get a coach, and
Yes.
the coach walks you through, and then you take your time. Say you get 10 people to sign up. You bring 10 coaches with all IFPAs under
Oh, oh,
2,000.
oh, I have an idea. I have an idea.
Please,
Idea. Pin golf. You do it as pin golf. And
with
I
a
go,
caddy.
yes, and your caddy is your coach. And
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to tell you why.
Okay. Why should it be pin golf?
Okay. Because having the whole thing of having somebody cheer you on And what we talked about before of you saying, I need to say those things that I'm saying to other people, encouraging them, I need to say it to myself. But having somebody, your friend, say that to you and saying, okay, this is great. And then, or that ball was not good, but it's okay. We can regroup.
Yeah,
Let's,
shake. Oh,
it's fantastic.
yes.
And this is why I'm going to say this is a fantastic idea, Jamie. And I would love to do a tournament like that up here.
Okay.
This is why. It's because after 5 years, I finally won a women's Wisconsin pinball tournament, and it was a pin golf style tournament where my pin golf partner was Craft Brew Sally of
She's wonderful.
yes, she is fantastic. And she was my caddy, and her energy and everything that she gave to me, because she was so encouraging and helping me to like just keep it together while I was playing, because I knew how to play the games, but just like I was in my head, and she helped me stay out of my head and staying
Oh,
focused on
wow.
the game, and she helped to relax me. I called it I hope this isn't embarrassing, but I called her, it's like she covered me, like being in her presence is being covered in like lavender essential oil or something. You're like you're in a spa, relaxed with cucumbers on your eyes, because just her presence and her sound and her voice. So and she knows I love her. But what I'm saying about that is that energy of having her. She was like my coach and my caddy and all in one. Well, and I think that's why I played so well, because I've analyzed it, because I'm an overanalyzer, about what is the reason that I was finally able to do it. And I've had plenty of opportunities. I've run a lot of women's events. I've played only a couple other ones I haven't run. So I know that's part of the issue, but I think that was the key to success for me. So, anyways, being able to apply something like a pit golf where you have your caddy as your coach, and so it's still like a target score pin golf, and they're coming along with you, that would be amazing, because you're not playing against other players either. You don't have to worry about, oh, what is everybody else's scores and whatever. I just know, well, that was a crappy Stranger Things. Now I got six, instead of a hole in one. But such is life, and we move on, because my caddy's with me and we're going to go. So,
I absolutely love
what
this.
do you think,
John, I know you're listening. We need to do this at Eureka
John?
because
I'm
it's
all
just
about it.
it's a fantastic idea. I love it. And maybe you have a beginner's, I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah,
It's awesome. I
I
play
love it.
pinball with John all almost every other day. Okay, he'll come over to my house or I'll come over to his house. And right now I'm housing his Iron Maiden LE, and he
Nice.
has a
Beautiful.
007 LE. Great machines
Yeah.
that we want to delve into. Like with 007, we want to get to 2 minutes of midnight. It's the only thing we haven't done, and we need more soul shards. And so we're really fooling around. And what we do is we'll compete with each other. We're having a little joke tournament against each other, but he's standing next to me telling me what to do. He's like,
Yes.
you got to hit this left ramp, dude. I'm like, I know. He's like, all right, trap up when you can and let's get this left ramp. That's a caddy, right?
Yes.
And I do the same thing when I'm over at his house playing 007, because we're trying to get orange Q. If you know our 007, there's a
Mm-hmm.
ton of points in the orange Q branch, and more than the yellow and the blue. You
Okay.
could really print
Print it
points
up.
in the
Okay.
orange, but we'll go and just all we're doing today, dude, is going 2 minutes of midnight. All we're doing today is orange Q branch. Everything else, 007, everything else is just gravy. But let's really get a billion by doing orange Q branch. How fun is this going to be today? So
Right.
him next to me, catting me along, is one of my
Coaching you.
favorite things.
Yep.
And if we can figure out a tournament and next stop match play that sets it up, but you just said it, it's pin golf with a caddy.
Mm-hmm. So, and it's
Awesome.
non-IFPA. Um, I think that would, because it would also help the new players that are into it. And I don't know about restricting to the top 5,000. So I know there's other players that they still need to learn, but you figure it out or whatever.
Yeah,
But
maybe
I
4,000 or
mean, sure.
3,000. I don't know. We'll
I
figure
don't
it
know
out.
either. I'd
We don't want
actually
to
have
hurt
to,
feelings, but
yeah, I don't
I
hurt
just
your
want
feelings
someone
either.
who's
But
15,000.
that other person can be the coach then. That's
Yeah.
the idea, is we're all working together, right?
We were fooling around with another idea where if you're below 3,000, you have to pick a partner who's above 6,000 or 5,000,
Sure.
or so that they mathematically make this number so you don't have a top 100 picking another top 100. That's not the point
Absolutely.
of this.
Yeah,
The
I've
point
always
is
wanted
if
to.
you would take a top 100, they have to take 10,000 or more.
Yes,
There's got to be a mathematician that could figure this out for us. Hit
there
us up
is.
if you can.
I played a split flipper tournament like that at D82 a couple years ago, where you were ranked by IFPA from high to low. And
Hmm.
so, and that was the right way to do it. It was a non-IFPA, and that was a really fun tournament.
Yeah,
Um,
in order to get more people in the IFPA, we got to do some non-IFPA tournaments,
yes,
okay, to get them in there so they're not getting ones and
get
group
crushed.
match play tournaments and just
Yeah,
get
absolutely
crushed.
getting crushed, and then they feel junky and they don't want to come back or return. And that's a whole
Yeah,
other level of anxiety in itself for them as a player because
right.
they just want to have fun,
They
and
just want to
that's
have
because that's
fun.
the whole point, right?
And there are people there that are going for whoppers. No problem, man.
Yes,
You do you.
right.
Okay. I'm there to try to do both. I'm
Yes,
gonna
me
try to do
too.
both.
Me too.
Okay. And when I'm in my whopper head, I got to get out of it a little more and get into my fun head. But it is what it is.
When I'm playing tournament pinball, I want to mention this too because I did post this in as a response to that reel. Was the anxiety thing while you're playing? Andy Bagwell told me at one point a while ago that you just have to turn and greet it and shake its hand.
Right.
And that is a very hard thing to do while you're playing, but you can do it. And there's different ways to do it. Drown it out with music. Just stay focused. I don't know. I wish sometimes I can do it and I can just drill that and I can just find that happy spot in my head. But I also think like the anxiety while you're playing and stuff that also can be if you've got other background noise going on in your personal life and that comes in as well, you're not going to play well because that's a whole
No.
nother level of junk that's riding along with you while, so forth. So I think that I don't know, while the anxiety while you're actively playing is a whole nother thing too, Jamie, trying to figure it out. But I think I
Yeah.
really do
Yeah.
encourage people too, yeah, to write in or leave a comment or a message because I like to read about that too, what other people do to calm their brains. After 5 after 6 years in the hobby, oh my gosh, I
Yeah.
still haven't figured that out either. So
Yeah. It's like I would prefer no one say just calm down because that
telling
is
telling anybody to
telling.
calm down has
I
never
know.
worked ever.
Isn't that my parents, God bless them, right? They just didn't know what to deal with this anxious little
Rico,
kid,
calm
right?
down.
And they're
Yes.
like, Jamie, you need to calm down. Well, I mean, what do you think I'm trying to do? What do you think I'm trying to do? Right?
I'm
So
trying to breathe. I'm trying to understand. I'm trying to breathe.
I don't know what I'm doing. I know I'm not getting gifts from Santa. That's what I know what's happening. Okay. So,
Yes.
but real quick, another thing, setting
Yeah.
yourself up like we talked about before is so important to not do, right? Set yourself up for success, not failure,
Believe in
and
yourself.
believe that you could do it. It's
Hmm.
just a game, okay? Everybody
Yeah.
drains, okay? Jason Zoller is going to drain
Yes, he will. It
eventually,
might take them, or
okay?
ZMAC might take them forever, 2 hours to play a game, but hey,
Okay?
they will
But
eventually
he
drink. But
is
yes, we
going to
all go
drain.
through that.
We're
Yes.
all going to drain. We're
All
all
right.
going to get house balls. Jason Zoller gets
Yes.
house balls, okay?
Yes.
And uh you know, this joke I have, my wife, God bless her. Janine, I love you so much for dealing with me sometimes because I can't be
God
late.
bless her.
I can't be late.
Okay.
That's an anxious thing for me, like being late for a flight or being late for I just lose it. Being late for a meeting. I'm never late because I know the time in between being late is so anxious for me that I'm not going to set myself up to be late.
Sure.
Okay.
Okay.
So that's just what I do. I make sure that I'm not late. I make sure that I know where I'm going. I make sure, like setting up this podcast, right?
Right.
I don't have the proper camera. I'm using a camera that I don't really love. I don't care. All right. I had to get over that right now. And
Great.
it still takes 20 minutes to set all this crap up. And so what did I do? I walked over where I'm recording. 45 minutes I did it. Now my wife is like, Jamie, you don't need 45 minutes to set all this up. I'm like, yeah, but you know what? If it doesn't go right, then I'm going to go into the anxiety zone, if you
Right.
will, okay, where there's 5 minutes and Rachel's waiting for me. And God
Oh,
forbid Rachel's, you know what I mean? This is the thing that goes through my head. So
now,
I just don't set it up. I set it up
if
where I
if you
don't have
were
to worry
late,
about that.
but if you were late, what do you think I would have said?
No problem, of course.
Right. I would have been like, "It's okay, Jamie, take 5. I'm gonna go," you
I,
know?
I know that. I know that. I know you're an
I
angel.
know,
You're a
but that's the
sweetheart,
worst part because you
isn't
also
it?
know. And I also think it's important to mention that knowing and being self-aware about what's going on upstairs is so important too, Jamie. So
Yeah.
I'm so glad that you shared that. I'm glad that we had a conversation about all of that
No,
too.
thank you so much for taking the time with me. It is.
My pleasure.
I'm in a very good mental state, which is so
Yes,
funny, right?
right.
For years I've been in a very good mental state. My anxiety, I've been working out. I'm on that Peloton now, and
Awesome.
it really now I am a dopamine fiend
Okay.
with Diet Coke. I know this. Okay,
Oh,
no
yes.
question. I have a little bit of a problem, and then
We're all aware.
these
Oh,
Zens
okay. Yeah.
are they're getting me. But those things aside, I'm really in good shape. It's just pinball, and I'm
It's
like,
pinball.
at the end of the day, it is just pinball. We
It's a
need,
child's game
yeah,
that's been modified for adults to put their money into and play. And
yeah,
it is fun, and you're going to train, but it's still a good time. And yes, you might get 3 house balls on Magic, and you can go outside and scream, but the thing is you're gonna play another game. It's not gonna stop you from playing because that does happen to everybody, right?
exactly. Exactly. So thank you so much for
You're
all the
welcome,
kind
Jamie. Thank
responses.
you.
Thank you so much, Rachel. I can't wait to see you at Expo. We're a
Yes,
couple of weeks away. I'm only going for a couple of days because I have a wedding
okay.
on Friday. So I'm going Wednesday, Thursday, partying all night, and then Thursday, and then getting on the first flight out Friday morning. So,
Oh,
uh,
okay. Maybe I'll
are
see
you
you.
going to be there?
I will be there Thursday,
Okay.
so maybe I will
There
see you.
is a celebrity mixer. Shout out to Kineticist. Are you going
Yeah,
to go to that?
the media mixer? I don't
Yeah.
know. I haven't decided. I'm like, am I part of the pinball media? I don't know.
See, there's
So
some anxiety coming in there.
yes, I
Yes.
know. That's what I'm. But
It's
welcome to
okay.
my world. Welcome to my
That's
world. At least,
why
like I said, I know.
that's why we recorded this, okay? And that's why I needed a partner in this. Thank you so much for doing
Anytime,
this
my
with me. I
pleasure.
really appreciate you.
Yeah, for sure.
And what's your next tournament? When are you playing your next event?
The next event I'm playing will be probably just. I don't really have actually anything. Oh, I could plug that I am going to
That's what I'm
be
trying to get to,
attending.
Rachel.
Yep, I have to
See, I'm
think
a
about it.
professional broadcaster. I'm trying to get you to plug something.
This is Rachel Ristow coming to you live.
Yeah.
Um, the next event that you will see me at, and a big event that I will be doing commentary and streaming for, is for the Southwest Bells Pinball Rodeo. That's at the end of January. They asked me to come down and do some streaming for it, and I'm so honored. And again, it's that thing,
You're doing the
Jamie. Like,
rodeo?
I am doing the rodeo, and I can't with Lauren, and I can't wait. And I'm so
Is
excited.
she amazing too, by
She's
the way?
amazing. The whole thing, the whole team there is amazing. And I think they have, I think it's like 80 plus players. It's going to be a huge women's weekend. I can't wait. They give away sashes. I mean, it just goes
Oh,
on.
they don't
Put
fool around
ribbons
in
and stuff.
Texas. They
That's
don't fool
crazy.
around down here, man. I'm
No,
telling
so
you.
that's the next
That's
big thing that's on my radar.
good.
Radar. I think that's at the end of January. But
Have they sold
um,
that out yet?
I think the tickets go on sale in the middle of October for that.
Okay.
So you can check out, just Google, that, or check them out on Facebook.
Are they
And
having it at the Austin Pinball Collective?
I'm sorry?
Is it at the Austin Pinball
No, it's
Collective?
at, I think it's at the same place location that it was before. It's like a hotel and conference center, I think.
Oh,
That's where they had
wow.
it.
Okay, great.
But I do want to go play the Austin Pinball Collective. I'd like to come down there for
Me
another standalone
too.
weekend.
Me
Maybe
too.
if I come down there, I'll let you know. But
Okay.
I think just really try to maybe get some Wisconsin, think about Whoppers and anxiety, try to get some Wisconsin open points to see if I can try to get into open state. I'm sitting fine for women's. I'm going to win it this year and not get shut out by Cassidy for the third time, hopefully.
There you go.
No, but but those are the pinball plans for sure. So That's it.
Well, I will see
Thanks.
you at Expo. You're an absolute pleasure. You're a joy for this hobby, and thank you for doing this for me. I can't
You're
tell you how much I
welcome.
appreciate it.
Yeah, happy flipping,
All right.
Jamie. Bye.
Thank you, guys.